he let her in, and she went right to his room, and that's where she found him, and she held his hand, and the door was broken in. Actually,
Oh,
he
yeah,
broke the
yeah,
door
yeah.
because it was locked.
Sure.
And when he broke that door, he knew. Eric knew that something bad. He died because he could hear the commotion, and they were all hollering.
Really?
Yeah, and then they got in the truck, and they right away told Joy and Steve, and they came with them, and they found out Natalie was at Amanda's, and then Frank, they all went and got Natalie, and they just told her, you have to come with us. She was gonna spend the night there. They were having fun, like.
They were?
Yeah, like looking at baby pictures and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. So they came to her. The minute she saw them all together, she knew something was not good.
So by the time she got to my house, and I thought it was a dog running across because it was so fast, like that. But it was Frankie and Fernando getting the boys in their arms and taking them. They made Layla go, and then they came back right away. And Liana was there, and she was Natalie was crying and yelling, and then she said, "Grandma," and I got up and I said, well, right away I stood up and I said, "What's going on?" And then she just held me like this and looked right at me, and she said, "Grandma," and I said, "What happened?" She goes, "Emilio's gone," and I said, "He died?" Like that, and then I just remember screaming like what I always say, "No!"
Yeah.
Because once you hear those words, they can't go back. It's like a door slamming. And Natalie knew before you? I mean, or did Natalie just learn a moment earlier than you?
Probably 1 or 2 minutes.
For about 2 minutes? Because you were sleeping?
No, because she was coming home in the car, and they told her in the car.
Oh, they did.
Oh boy.
They did. And what was that? Who described
and I
that?
remember her on the ground, on the floor.
In the house.
Yeah.
Where was she? Was she in the living room? On the carpet?
No, she was just.
She was on the ground?
Yeah.
Damn it.
And I just wouldn't believe it,
Poor baby Natalie. She's gone through enough hell.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. So you do say no. I'm not gonna accept this right now. I can't. And then when you have some time, and you realize, that's the way it is, then it
Well, for
changes.
me, I knew he was dead, but I just said no, not again.
But Natalie wasn't screaming in the house. I guess she probably.
No, she was screaming in the house. She was. That's why the children were taken.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't, see that and hear it and stuff.
Yeah.
But that Liana did say that she remembers some throw up in the mouth.
Oh, that's
Now
interesting.
Liana knows what seizures do because she has had them. And
Well, then it may.
Yeah, he did have some seizures.
Oh,
he had
then.
one with Liana actually.
Then that's a possibility.
Liana was with him.
I didn't know.
In Rhode Island, and he had a seizure and was shaky and stuff like that, and she had to let it pass. And then as soon as he woke up, which wasn't long at all, she said, "You had a seizure." Because I did. He goes, "Yeah, you had a seizure. I saw it with my own eyes."
Oh, that's so interesting. I did not know that. Then that's a possibility. If that's the case, that might have been an issue. It may not have been fentanyl.
I just wish.
Wow,
But we don't know what we wish for. See, I have wished things over my lifetime that after years have passed, I look back and says, "Man, I'm glad that I didn't have my way because it would wouldn't have been the right thing.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And that I didn't know the whole story, but it just felt like I had to undo it. But I'm glad Heavenly Father never listened to me, because He knows the right way, and He's in charge. Thank you.
So Liana grabbed you by the shoulders.
Yeah, she held me like that, and I looked at her, you know.
And what did her face look like? Strained?
Yeah.
So you knew that it was coming.
And I just feel like, no, I just don't want to see this.
It's a wonder you didn't slap her.
No.
Because when you hear it from a person, and even though you love them and everything, they're the messenger of this horrible news. You think if you slap them and make them take it back, it's not going to be so.
I don't think I've heard of that kind of thing.
I felt like that.
I've heard of people reacting like that.
I have. When Sylvia called to tell me Irene was dead,
Yeah.
I yelled in the phone, no! And I wanted to throw the phone against the wall with all my might.
Yeah.
And if it had been Sylvia, I probably would have thrown her against the wall with all my might.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it.
Irene, and she died young, Susie?
Oh, yeah. She never got to.
50s.
You know, she was always struggling with her health and worried that, you know, she wasn't going to have enough in retirement. And
she worried about
never
that?
got to get to retirement.
No.
But I remember she was always fighting with human resources to, you know, to give her the benefits that she felt she would need, and it was an uphill battle, and it caused her a lot of frustration. And I sometimes feel that kind of stress hurries things on.
Yeah, it does. Like that way of thinking actually is very dangerous.
Because
stress like that,
constant stress on her heart and
it destroys the body. So and Joy happened to be there as well.
Well, they went to Joy right away. Right away, Leon called Joy. So they all followed everybody to Corona.
And Joy.
Where was Frank? Was he in your house?
Yeah, he had to wake up. And when all the screaming was going on and hollering, then Ito woke up. And he goes,
what's going on?
What's going on? Like that.
And then someone told?
Yeah, we all.
So then Robert and Danny and everybody that was far away had to be told too.
What? How long did the screaming last, kid? Was it for a while?
You know.
That's something that I can't even.
10, 15 minutes.
10, 15.
And after that comes the crying.
Wow.
And,
oh man. See, that's why I would never want to be a cop and have to go tell a family.
And then to see the bodies, and especially if there's been an accident.
Well, that's bad. But when you have to go tell the family that their loved one is dead, like that cop that told, April about Gracie, that, and they say it's the worst part of their job.
Yeah.
And I would not want that for nothing.
No. But you can't just, call them on the phone or text them. It's got to be done, and it's even harder, for the people receiving it.
Yeah. Wow. Poor Natalie, she never had a chance to bond with him. Just like my daughter. But my daughter and I, at least, she says that she feels guilty that she hasn't been the daughter that I'd hoped she would be.
Nobody is the daughter or the son that we hope we would.
I said, look, honey, don't worry. I'm over that. It took me many years to get over it, but I'm over it. And whatever you give me, I'm happy. I told her, please just live. Just live. And if you do that, then I'm going to consider that paid in full. I would love to have a relationship. And I asked her, like when I called her today, I said, and I left a message. I said, maybe we could talk later, dear. Maybe we could talk. I said, but she told me that, that I'm very, very important to her. So at least I have that. Maybe I don't talk to her on the phone. I'm gonna try to encourage her to call me more. You know.
Well, once a month.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, or once. How about once? How about 4 times a week? You know, I don't see why. Well, yeah, or often. How's
How
that?
often did you call your aunts or uncles or father and mother?
I
Well,
talk to Mom
Well,
every day.
yeah, several times a day, and then Dad because he was more
Yeah,
isolated.
I
You
didn't
know,
want the calls like that.
and so, but no, with Dad.
But I mean, when you're that age, you're into your own little